Do you want to talk with Chad?
Yeah, we just want to
You want to come up, Chad?
go over things, but I guess let you know where we're at least.
I'm going to try. Supervisor's office, Jack speaking. Yeah. Okay, how long could you be over here then? About 20 minutes for Ron. Oh, that'll work out real fine. Okay, thank you. Yep. Well, the engineer will be here in about 20 minutes. This is Jack of Supervisor's office. Do you have Jim Bullock's cell phone number? Six 660-0185. Thank you very much. Yep.
You guys, I brought a couple copies of a couple of plans we've done recently, just to give you an idea of what they look like. The one that we'll be doing for the county is for every city in the county, including the county itself. So these are kind of light, but we haven't done multi-jurisdiction plans to this point. So those are just kind of the most recent example of what FEMA wants in these plans.
Jim, Jack Bensley. Did you know Chad was here from Region 12 again? Oh. Yeah, if you could get here, how could you be here? Okay, thank you. Yep.
Talked to Jim Dowling last week. Huh? I talked to Jim Dowling last Tuesday, so I thought he
and he asked me, and I said, yeah, Jim should be here, so I thought he'd get a hold of him.
I should have.
What's, you know,
but Jim,
broad strokes, what's the difference you're talking about from what, you know, we thought Jim thought?
From what Jim had done?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I talked to the state about that, because I just wanted to do due diligence, make sure that they had what they needed. And they said, we haven't received the updated plans from Sac County. We haven't talked to them at all. So they got in contact with, I guess, Paul Sadler, another part of Homeland Security, and that's who Jim had turned in an initial plan to. And those are actually, the plan that he turned in, I think, is about 5 pages. And it basically just does a quick summary of, here's a couple of goals that we have for each city. So it doesn't cover everything. Basically what that did was made the county eligible for the 10% automatic funding after the presidential disaster declaration. And it met the minimum standards required by Iowa to be involved in that. These plans are to make the county eligible for, it's called hazard mitigation grant project funding, or program funding. I forget what their acronyms stand for. But basically these plans make the county eligible to do any types of projects, to apply for grants through the FEMA grant projects, which right now the state has two programs opening up that are worth about $10 million. So if the county or any of the cities within the county would like to apply for funds for whether it be safe room or pretty much any kind of hazard mitigation project you can think of, you have to have one of these plans in place and updated every 5 years, and have those projects mentioned in these plans in order to actually apply for those funds. I got an email from Paul Sadler too, just kind of talking about the difference. And he had sent it to Jim too, to Jim Bullock, and I don't know if they talked yet or not, but he just kind of explains the difference, saying, The plan that Jim had submitted was referring to the Iowa Code Mitigation Plan, or Part B. Basically, that's part of the Emergency Operations Plan, which I don't know if you guys have worked on that much, but it's basically a section of that plan which is done for the state. The plan that we want to do is called a multi-jurisdictional plan that covers every community in Sac County and is compliant with, it's called Federal DMA 2000 standards, which is based on the Disaster Mitigation Act of 2000, which basically, this plan is just a lot more detailed. It meets the FEMA requirements, which are above and beyond what the state requires. The final county plan, for example, will probably be over 250 to 300 pages. I mean, so it's just a lot more in-depth, a lot more detailed than what Jim had done.
So how do you get funding to pay for the construction of the 300-page document?
Right, exactly. Well, all the funds come from FEMA. Basically, if the county wants to do it, it's you guys would pass a resolution. It's $30,000. Basically, I think around $3,000 for each community in the county. And there's $4,500 in match that the county accounts for, but that match money is all in-kind match, which means we'll be holding several planning meetings throughout the communities and with the county as a whole. And every hour that the people have put their time into that is counted. Each hour counts for $25.35. So that's how it's all paid for. It's not actually, there's no cash or anything like that coming out of the county's pocket. So it's all from FEMA and the time contributions of the people that volunteer to take part in this, which usually is some supervisors that take part, county mayors, council members, basically anyone, police chiefs, fire chiefs, anyone that takes an interest in the plan.
Is this an initial thing for Sac County?
Sac County's had, and I apologize, we didn't have any hard copies of previous Sac County plans, but most of Sac County's plans were completed in 2004 and 2005. They're supposed to be updated every 5 years. So this will bring those all back up into up to date. It'll make it so there's only one plan that covers the whole county rather than one separate plan for each city. That way every 5 years we update the county and everybody's updated. So this makes things a lot easier. The state is not going to be allowing any more individual plans moving forward. They want them all to be the multi-jurisdiction. So instead of having 500 or 600 plans through the state, they'll have 99. It just makes it easier from our end developing it. It makes it easier for them to go through and review everything, and it makes it easier for FEMA once they get it to give it final approval. So it just makes sense for everybody, and moving forward, it just makes the whole process a lot simpler. And I apologize I didn't have that call. I talked to Jim about it last week after Paul had gotten a hold of him and sent him the information explaining the difference. Because I guess I had no idea what that was. Just there's different elements within FEMA. And you never know which department you're dealing with, I guess. But that was the first time that we had run into that issue. So the other 5 counties have already gone forward with it. So just want to make sure you're not missing out on it. It's kind of I guess I don't know if there have been any projects in the county or not, but.
A couple of years ago, we had a drainage district situation that FEMA got involved in, a significant one.